Welcome to Is It Covered, where we break down real stories and answer the big question, is it covered? Hosted by father and son duo Bruce and Brian Chapman of the J.D. Chapman Insurance Agency. This podcast will help you navigate the world of insurance with stories, tips, and answers that really matter. From personal to commercial coverage, we've got you covered. Now, let's get started.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Is It Covered, where we take everyday disasters, sometimes big, sometimes small, and figure out if your insurance has your back. This is this podcast sponsored by J.D. Chapman. I'm your host, Brian Chapman, here with Bruce Chapman. How are you today, Bruce?
I'm great, thank you.
So as always, claims are very dependent on the situation. So if you do experience a claim, we suggest that you work closely with your broker or the insurance company themselves. So in continuing with the summer theme, even just driving here today, I saw an incredible amount of motorcycles out there.
Yeah, it's toy time.
It is. Yeah, you got to get it in now before the winter, right?
You betcha.
So we were going to talk today a little bit about a motorcycle claim. Is that correct?
Yes, exactly.
Awesome. You want to give us kind of a pose the question?
For sure. The scenario. So meet Dave. Dave is a motorcycle enthusiast. In my day, we would call Dave Biker Bob. Biker Bobs are the kind of people that they love their motorcycles. They wash them every weekend. In the winter, they come into and they take them apart in the kitchen and the living room, rebuild them. But not everybody's a Biker Bob. There's plenty of enthusiasts. But let's say this nice Saturday afternoon and Dave's riding through town. He takes a turn a little too fast and loses control. And bam, he clips the back of a parked car. And the impact sends him sliding. Unfortunately, his bike keeps rolling right into the front fence of someone's yard. And then, the parked car's bumper and taillights are smashed. And we all know how much bumpers cost these days with all the stuff in them. He hits the fence, that's destroyed. And poor Dave, actually he's pretty lucky. He ended up with only a broken wrist. Let's say there was a pedestrian walking and he hit a pedestrian at the same time. That adds a little light to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, this is a crazy claim scenario here.
Isn't it?
Yeah, Biker Bob did some damage.
There's a lot going on with Biker Bob. So, what do you think about his claim? What do you think? Where's this all going for Bob and his motorcycle?
So one, we hope Biker Bob actually took out a motorcycle policy. It's a specific policy on his motorcycle. It's not, you can't just, it's different than a vehicle, right? You
Exactly.
got to disclose that it's a motorcycle.
Oh, yeah.
So with that being said, though, motorcycle policies do carry almost the same types of coverage as an auto policy.
Exactly, yep. So, liability, no fault, comp, collision, all those
uninsured motorist, liability, yep, all that.
Absolutely.
So in this scenario, when Bob goes down, if he's got full coverage on his bike, and by full coverage we mean comprehensive and collision, that's going to help pay for the damages to his motorcycle.
Absolutely. The collision would pay for that. Yeah.
Right. Now, when the bike comes out from underneath him and hits the parked car and damages their bumper and taillights
and the fence,
and then continues on and destroys the fence, that would also be covered under his property damage. And
exactly. Dave has property damage liability as well as bodily injury liability. So far, other than breaking his wrist, he's doing not too bad.
Yeah. So and this is where it kind of diverges from an auto policy a little bit. So there's no personal injury protection on a motorcycle policy for Dave the rider or anybody else that's riding on the bike with him. So
Dave the operator, yep.
What that means for Dave is that his broken wrist is going to have to go under his medical insurance, his own personal health insurance.
So to back up for a minute, just as a real little recap on personal injury protection, also known as no fault. What that means is each insurance company pays for the medical expense of the person that they insure. So there's no fault there.
Right.
But the thing is, with a motorcycle, they exclude the operator and the passenger on the motorcycle.
Right.
So if you're injured, you're left up to your own devices, and it's probably a pretty good idea that you have really good health insurance if you're going to ride a motorcycle.
Or the right equipment when you're out riding, maybe not riding in a T-shirt and shorts and
that's a given.
Flimsy helmet, right?
Yeah, that's totally a given, for sure.
But you see it.
But that medical expense to you is going to be covered by you, or your health insurance.
Now, with the pedestrian that he hit, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, PIP would come into play?
That's where, yes, PIP and no fault covers the pedestrian that you hit, not necessarily you.
Gotcha.
So there would be coverage for that person to the limits of your liability. A lot of people, they buy policies for motorcycles. They're really inexpensive.
Yep.
But they'll buy like the lowest liability limits they can. And when you bump them up a little bit, it's like 10, 12 bucks sometimes.
It makes all the sense. Yeah, it makes all the sense in the world to go with the higher limits.
It does not make sense to go to the lowest limits on anything.
And not to mention, if you have an umbrella policy, they'll typically require you to have a higher liability limit.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And as a recap, an umbrella policy covers over your auto liability and your home liability.
Absolutely.
Yep. So what do you think here? I think we kind of said property damage, no problem, right?
Yep. I would say property damage is covered.
Agreed. Injury to Dave under his no fault?
Not covered.
Not covered. No. Dave, I'll tell you, Dave, I hope you have good health insurance. And how about his rider? Any coverage there for bodily injury?
No coverage for the rider.
Okay. Hopefully they weren't hurt though either, right? Is there the fence, anything else they damaged? I think we covered it all.
Yes, I think we did. Yep,
awesome.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, thank you again for listening to another exciting version of Is It Covered, the podcast from JD Chapman Agency. Again, keep in mind, all claims are different. Contact your agent or company if you have any questions. And thank you once again for listening.
Thanks for listening to the Is It Covered podcast. To learn more about how JD Chapman can assist you with all your insurance needs, please visit our website at jdchapmaninc.com or call us at 315-986-4062. JD Chapman, we've got you covered. This podcast provides general information only and does not offer or bind insurance coverage. Coverage cannot be changed or confirmed through this podcast, email, voicemail, or fax. Insurance only takes effect once confirmed by a licensed agent. For specific coverage details, please call us at 315-986-4062. All coverages are subject to the terms, conditions, and exclusions of the issued policy, which may vary by state. This podcast does not provide legal, tax, or financial advice. Please consult a professional for those needs. Links to other sites are provided for convenience. We don't control or endorse their content. Any claims scenarios discussed are hypothetical. Coverage decisions depend on the specifics of each case.